Good morning, adult education learners. Here are my responses for discussion 6 questions. Question number 1, describe why literacy is an important consideration in community education. The literacy and literacies that community education agencies offer to adult students are supposed to serve the purpose of lifelong learning. Lucio Villegas traces literacy to what he calls the dialogical phase to emphasize that humans first developed oral communication to serve their basic needs and assume their roles and responsibilities within communal groups. The term literate has exclusively been used to describe individuals who can read and write, and illiterate designated for people who lack these skills. This ignores non-formal learners who are considered illiterate, yet according to Bellinger and Federini, have formed their literacies to meet their needs and survive economically. Community education agencies must serve the literacy needs of literate and non-formal students who function based on oral traditions. Indigenous cultures and non-formal individuals, according to Freire, are the victims of the culture of silence because they are discredited based on their inability to read and write and learn to accept what society hands them. Using the participatory method as a form of literacy as described by Fels gives voice to non-formal learners and leads to praxis, which is not just to be associated with social change that can be used to scaffold learning of the written word. Question number 2. Based on the readings, share an example of community education medium or organization which fosters literacy in adult learners. Community organizations such as Avance Rio Grande Valley have not just used literacy in the sense of reading and writing, but also used oral beliefs that allowed non-formal adult students to learn and transfer cultural traditions that are unique to the Hispanic population. Hosting these classes was due to receiving referrals from Child Protective Services of individuals who needed to improve their parenting skills. My classes did have a set curriculum to deliver ideas of good parenting. Yet my approach allowed the older parents to present on cultural beliefs. Topics included how to get rid of mal de ojo, evil eye, using an egg to cure susto, chronic fright, changing one's luck to cure susto with barridas, cleansings, preventing babies from getting an evil eye by wearing an ojo de venado, velvet bean, and curing a baby's colic with manzanilla, chamomile. These beliefs are based on superstition, yet they were real and significant in the minds of the parents, since it was knowledge constructed by them and for them that allowed them to function within their communities. Furthermore, cultural beliefs such as being able to get rid of bad luck simply using herbs to clean oneself were strong enough to convince many of the parents that they could be in control of their lives by changing their course to ultimately help them deal with difficulties that they were facing. Question number 3. From your learning thus far, identify challenges to communication in the adult learner community. The dissemination of information has been facilitated by the development of technology. Thoreau and English stress that people's economic status limits access to information and communication technologies. Personally, this is currently taking place with my high school students who struggle to meet the demands of online learning due to COVID-19. This example, however, is only the beginning, since subtle problems such as assuming that the rest of the world must modernize through technology is assumed by leading globalists. Individuals such as Michael Edwards implies that Bill Gates' donation of technology to schools in Africa is done for self-interest and affirms cultural imperialism. Another observation is that adult students might depend on what is available online and stop being self-inquisitive and accept what the media outlets control and provide them with as the only truth, like the church did during the Dark Ages. These are my responses for the 3 questions that were asked. And so if you all have any questions, make sure to post them, and I will follow up by answering in a written response. Thank you for your time.